Sky Howdy, and welcome back to another episode of World Bigfoot Radio.
Oh, wow. Will you point out the dimensions?
16-inch track.
16?
16. Are you filming?
Yeah.
Okay, you got the heel down here. Put those up there. That's where the toes are. Got about 7 across.
Going away from the structure.
Yep.
Going away from that thing. Yeah, the last Bigfoot sighting here that I know of, the guy says he was close to the pinnacles, the bow hunter, when the Bigfoot crossed the dirt road in front of him on an overcast day at noon. So it was a daytime Bigfoot sighting right around here somewhere.
And that's what time it is right now.
Yep.
So we're duplicating. Here's the conditions.
Yeah, and this is bow hunting season too.
Yep. Now to look at that big pinnacle.
Well, last Bigfoot sighting I know of. I mean, who knows the people that don't report them.
Flash flood area. Don't drive up here when it's raining.
May be impassable. It happens a lot.
Yep. And they also have some special needs kids here.
That's that direction. That's Aliquin Creek, and it goes all the way to the top of Indian Canyon. And up at the top of Indian Canyon was I had a sighting in 2018, and a truck driver the winter before up at the top of the Indian Pass, he had a Bigfoot sighting too. So, you know, the areas are kind of linked.
All these little canyons are connected.
It is risky.
Ridge fire destruction over there. Yeah, I know. I know what it's like. Mine's been killing me since I've the actual road there at some point. Now closed.
There used to be a cabin there that burned up. One of them was a historical homesteader cabin.
Sasquatch Canyon.
Hey, there's standing water here. Well, this is a good spot to look for Bigfoot tracks since there's something to drink. We actually have to cross this creek to get to where we're going.
Oh crap. Oh, we got a blue jay. Hey, there's a Bigfoot track right there. That's
Stepped one time, and look how crisp the hill is, where it probably put most of its weight as it was crossing this creek. Possibly got a drink of water.
Well, that's a right foot, so there's my heel lined up with it. I got a 12-inch long foot. Easily twice as wide as my foot is.
Did you get a measurement on the width?
Yeah, it's about 8.5, 9 inches.
That's consistent with
the
the tracks that we've been finding up here over the years. We've probably documented that same. Well, there's a Bigfoot track right here. It's in standing water. I'm going to get out a tape and measure that, but this is what we're looking around. Water sources. A Bigfoot come down, get a drink, and step in the soft substrate and leave us a really nice track. Look at the size of that flapper. We put it off to the side, this way on the big side. You're gonna have to extend your tape out a little bit further. It looks like it's 17 to 18 inches in length. Sasquatch Canyon Bigfoot. Come down to get a drink. And what's your size on it? I'm seeing
I'm looking at about a certain 18 pretty much. I always go conservative on everything.
And I want to point it out to you guys. It's easy to see that it put a lot of weight on the hill and got us a real nice hill impression. And then here's the small toe area, the side with the small toe comes up here, and then the big, what do you call the big toe on a Bigfoot?
That is the hallux. It's on a human or a Bigfoot or anything. It's that. The big toe is the hallux.
Nice. What about the width, the widest part up by the toes?
This boy's big.
I think I can see a hair underwater there too.
If that's what it is.
And we'll have to collect that DNA.
Yeah, we're looking at, 9, which matches with the length, 18.
There's that.
If that's Bigfoot hair, we got to get it in a container right now and get it to a lab, man, or it'll degrade.
Let's get a hold of Russ Accord. He's in
He's
Vernal.
the expert. Yeah,
he can come down and rappel off the mountain so that the storm don't get this. We got to quit picking on that guy.
Never get tired of it.
All right, well, we're gonna look for other tracks. That over there looks like another one. I don't know if it was made at the same time or an older, but that one's kind of more in the flow of the water and dilapidated quicker. But that is so cool. Bigfoot track, Sasquatch Canyon. And now we're gonna,
you guys know, we just walked in here. The road is right there. First little puddle we had to cross, there's a track.
and I'm bringing him here because this is old Ute Indian wintering grounds, and they made some cliff wall art, and one of it looks like a depiction of Bigfoot. Yeah, and the reason this canyon is called Sasquatch Canyon is in the 1970s, hunters coming in from Price had so many Bigfoot encounters and saw tracks of Bigfoot so often that as a general consensus, hunters started calling it Sasquatch Canyon. And we continue to honor that nickname because we have found hundreds of Bigfoot tracks here. Within about 4 or 5 miles, the last Bigfoot sighting happened. Bow hunter crossing the dirt road in front of him. Now that we documented it, I just want to show you guys. I weigh over 200 pounds, and let me stomp a couple of times with all my weight in my heel next to it. Okay, there's my impression, and I stomped several times. It just stepped one time, and look how crisp the hill is, where it probably put most of its weight as it was crossing this creek, possibly got a drink of water.
Well, that's a right foot, so there's my heel lined up with it. I got a 12-inch long foot. Easily twice as wide as my foot is.
Did you get a measurement on the width?
Yeah, it's about 8.5, 9 inches.
That's consistent with the
length.
tracks that we've been finding up here over the years. We've probably documented that same individual's tracks on other occasions, because I doubt that there's enough Bigfoot in the world that we keep running into different ones all the time. The ones that we find here are probably the same pod, family unit, troop, if you will, that come through here.
Yeah, I'm looking at this, and this does look like another, like you stepped there with the one foot and then you put the other one over here afterwards, because you've still got the same size and the whole
May
line.
have put a foot there and kneeled down and got a drink.
Yep.
All right, well, we're gonna look around for more Bigfoot evidence when we get up to that 300-year-old cave art or wall art, hieroglyphs. We'll document that for you. According to the University of Utah, the Ute Indians made them around 300 years ago.
Not sure what made this right here. See what I'm looking at?
Yeah, that looks Bigfoot shaped.
Right there. Big displacement of mud, not cow shaped.
About the same size as the other one.
Yeah, about the same size as the other one that was further that way.
Found another one. I don't know if it's showing up on camera, but it looks about the same size as the 17 to 18 inch long one that we just documented.
Straddle the river so I can get a better video.
But look at the embankment that it would have stepped up on. And you know, you're 8-9 feet tall, you probably have no problem making that step. Actually, I think I see where it stepped on the embankment. Look right there, folks. I think it stepped from here and the other foot, which this is hitting me at the bottom of the chest, and you can see that it stepped and damaged that there as it headed into this. And you can see that it stepped and damaged that there as it headed into this. Just amazing that it's, you know, casually able to do something like that.
That's like up to our chest basically, and it just stepped out at like, oh, no big deal. No problem. The one end, a lot of the substrate has been disturbed, so it's hard to tell exactly how big it is. But the width looks identical to the one that we found previously, so likely the same
one that
individual.
we measured, yeah. So his right foot there, and then up this giant embankment. That's where his left foot did the damage as he stepped up onto this embankment.
Hey, we got me right here for scale. I'll go stand right there. So you can.
Well, that's like 3.5 feet. You can even measure it with your tape measure. See the embankment that it stepped up from? On the right side of the Duke is its footprint, and then the damage to the embankment is just on the left of him. Duke's 6 feet tall, by the way. And there's the damage it did to the embankment right there as it stepped up. It's at least 3 feet, maybe 3.5 feet. From on the right side of the Duke is its footprint, and then the damage to the embankment.
There's my track right there, folks. And it's nice soft ground
by the way,
stuck in it,
and
but nothing compared to this
right
giant
there as it stepped up.
ground damage. And where he was, when he stepped down, he was lower there than where I am right now. I'm on the more solid embankment, and that's all mushy.
It's at least 3 feet, maybe 3.5 feet.
And that ground up here is good and torn up. Somebody was tooling around up here, probably four-wheeling it on all fours. Hey, there's Kelly.
I really hate to make a big deal out of snap-offs, but because we're in a Bigfoot sighting hot spot, I mean, it's nicknamed Sasquatch Canyon, and we just found some Bigfoot tracks and documented them, and
that's a fresh snap. And literally the tracks we just documented in the mud were right there, and the other ones when we came across were up there.
And that is about 9 feet up. Not saying the Bigfoot we just documented did that, the fresh one. I'm not saying he did the old one right there, but we're in an area that they supposedly do it, and the 3-mile trackway north of Minnesota proves that Bigfoot has a snapping habit.
A bad one.
Oh,
they like
possibly done by Bigfoot right there.
They like to mark their travel routes with snaps so that other Sasquatch who come through the area know that it's a safe route, and others have been using it. So that's a really good indicator, especially because that's fresh. That happened recently.
Yep, that one's this season. That one's this season. We're in the 77 sighting location in Sasquatch Canyon. We found so many tracks and structures in this area that we continue to check on it, and look at all these rose hips all ready to go for Sasquatch or whoever. And this is where the guys were camping that had the Bigfoot come up to them. It was hiding behind willow to willow, and they're all set up, camped, got a campfire going, and once they got a light on it and its eyes glowed, it tore off up the canyon and across the canyon this way through all these willows. And we have just had so much activity in this area, so I like to remind you viewers, whether you've had your Bigfoot sighting yesterday, last week, or 100 years ago, we want to hear about it, because a 1977 sighting location has been one of our most fruitful Bigfoot investigation areas over the last 12 years. When I see really nice animal trails like these, I always wonder if the Bigfoot are using them too, to go back and forth from the river, especially since we found a really nice Bigfoot track at the edge and another one inside the creek. There she blows. Here's the art.
Here is the Ute artwork. Okay, these used to be like 10-15 feet up in the air, and a few years ago a major landslide come through and filled up this little part of the valley, and now the artwork is eye level and a little bit above. But here's the one that looks like it's a depiction of Bigfoot, because it's like twice the height of the other figures that they make. Giant feet, kind of look like they gave it horns up there, like possibly sinister. There's another one above it up there, and animals. There's a what looks to me like a bighorn sheep. And then high up, right there, there is more hieroglyphs. And then these ones down low, that the vegetation's now growing around. Yeah, hopefully it'll help protect it from the sun in years to come. But now it looks like a hunter standing there with a spear or a bow next to some elk. And then these dots, I've always thought in the past that they're like stars in the sky or whatever.
Yes.
So yeah, when a researcher dies and someone quits maintaining their channel, it's good to document it for everybody.
Like Mitch Wade, Mogollon Monster, Tim Pisano.
Now I'm worried that they're gonna get messed with more now that people can just walk up and touch them.
All right, there
Out
we
of all
go.
these hieroglyphs on this wall that's been documented by Utah State University, they state that it's 200 to 300 years old. All these hieroglyphs made by the Utes. Out of them all, this one has gigantic feet. Most of their humanoid figures, like this one up here, notice how that one doesn't have any feet, and this one's giant feet, and it's about double the size of most of the figures. And then they gave it horns, as if, you know, it's a sinister figure. And so there's a figure here, one there, and then this one, I believe, is a bighorn sheep. All right, this animal trail leading down to the creek, you can see where animal has been bedding down in this nice, cool, soft grass. And because we found Bigfoot tracks in the creek, perhaps a Bigfoot had a recent nap here.
scenery up here. Where are we at, Kelly?
We are at the top of Indian Canyon.
Indian Canyon.
I know I'm watching your camera and I should be watching the road. Watch the road, Jack.
Aspens are glowing. Glowing aspens.
Aventonquin Creek to Reservation Ridge Sasquatch investigation. We stopped to film Duke walking out of an amazing tree line of fall colors because of many aspen trees' leaves were nearly the same bright color as Duke's shirt, and we thought that it was pretty cool how he blended in well in the autumn environment. After reviewing the footage, I noticed a large dark subject on the right-hand side of the frame that appears to have a face and is staring directly at the camera at the end of the video clip. Not saying this is Bigfoot in a Sasquatch sighting hotspot location. Perhaps a dark Bigfoot-shaped anomaly with a head and face with two forward-facing eyes. The only reason this sparked my interest is because not long before we filmed this footage, lower in the canyon, in the Aventonquin Creek area, we documented several nearly 18-inch long Bigfoot-shaped tracks in and around the creek. I have enlarged the section with interesting subject by 300% and put it through a couple of light filters to see if we can pull out more detail and see if the subject moves at all. Not sure what it is in the tree line. We will have to try and find this exact location again and see if there is anything there that seems to be a foot or two taller than 6 foot tall Duke and appears to be over double his width and girth too. This is an amazing area with several Sasquatch sightings reported on both sides of the canyon over many decades.
MK Davis here. I'm going to take a little dive into this video here that was posted by the Rocky Mountain Sasquatch Organization. That'd be Mr. Kelly Shaw. I'm trying to get this name right. Aventonquin Creek to the Reservation Ridge Bigfoot investigation. We're gonna try some filtration on some images that may contain a Bigfoot or two. So let's go with it. Okay, we're gonna look at this this image, this outline of a figure that's outlined with a circle up in this grove of trees that are spectacular. spectacular fall colors. I think Duke Sullivan goes walking through those trees and comes out, and that's why the film was taken there. But in looking back at it, they noticed these outlines up in the trees, and one particular was this one right here in the circle, but there's another one to the right of that. And I'm going to go and take a look at the one that's to the right of that, because it seems to have eye glow or eye shine, or whatever the term is for it. There comes Duke. Boy, that's a beautiful little grove of trees there. Now, if you look over to the right of the picture, you'll see that is a dark gap. Here's some of the evidence they found around there, these tracks, and they also had some sightings in and around there. So a lot of reasons to believe that these could possibly be actual figures hiding in the trees. So it's worth the scrutiny to look at them. I got to wait till the camera comes back a little bit to the right and it's still zoomed in. Alrighty. I think I can, I'm about to get that now. Okay, now this is interesting. Maybe it's a Sasquatch there. Maybe it's not. I don't know. But we'll see what the image gives us. And what I was kind of looking at was not this one, but over here. And so I concentrated on it first. Let me see if I can get the blow up to move over that way. That's a little bit too far to the right. That's a little better. Okay. I'm going to concentrate on this one over here to the right of what Kelly was talking about, because I see these interesting looking eyes, or they look like eyes, and I'm going to do some enhancements there, the filtration that will kind of maybe tell the story if this is a Sasquatch or not. Let me. All right. There we go. Now, when I do this filtration, well, a lot of times, you can't hardly tell the difference between the color temperature of two different things. They're so close and at that distance and everything. But we'll see what filtration does. Wow. That is, it is taking a shape. Okay. Well, I have to say this for it. It did separate from the background what appears to be a figure. And this is the figure. And if that were eyes, they're in the proper place for eyes to be. Let's shrink it down a little bit. Sometimes you can see it better that way. All right. So what do you think? Now, this is a figure with eyes that appear to be either reflecting or glowing, and they are kind of in the background behind these trees, peeking out. And these are the very same trees that Duke Sullivan walked through. And that's what the image gives you. Could it be a Bigfoot? Yes. And as Kelly Shaw mentioned, they have found some tracks. There have been Bigfoot sightings in and around that area, and maybe it's one of the mountain giants. Anyway, I thank you for your time.
Okay, right here, this is not the way we wanted to come home from Colorado after a week-long Bigfoot expedition, but we were forced to come up this canyon. We wanted to go home through Spanish Fork, and everybody was diverted up this because there was a giant fire in Spanish Fork Canyon. So they diverted everybody up Indian Canyon, and right here, there was 3 big trucks, all pulling boats. 3 boats, 3 trucks, and a bunch of people on the side of the road right here. And Jenny was driving. It was at the end of the expedition, and I was sick of driving, so Jenny was driving. And I'm looking at all these people in the boats, and I'm pretty sure they did not want to go this way, so they stopped to like, all right, how are we getting home now? And I'm looking at them, and almost level with them, because of all the diverted traffic, and level with this across the way. There was a giant Bigfoot about 10 feet tall, and he had some cover, and he's watching all these people in the boat across here. And I start yelling at Jenny to pull over. Because I see a Bigfoot, and I'm grabbing the camera, and he's probably about straight across from us where we're at right now, watching the people in the boat. So Jenny starts pulling over, and mind you, we're doing about 45, 50 miles an hour, and she could not get pulled over. Her first opportunity was this very next turnout.
Right up here.
Yeah, right about here. And just as we pass this tree, she gets pulled over, and I dive out of the car, and I'm staring at it because I'm grabbing the camera with my left hand, and I jump out, and by the time I jump out of the car, he's disappeared. And then I'm walking back towards the people in the boat, and by this time, he was about the same distances from me as they are now from me, those guys. And the biggest guy is about 6 feet tall. This thing was nearly
Double his height.
yeah, these things were nearly double the biggest guy's heights that were with this boat crew. Double the width, double the thickness and everything. And he disappears. Well, I'm making my way back hoping that one of them had saw the same thing. And they're oblivious to it, their backs to it. So I'm making my way, and I'm filming the mountain. I'm filming the mountainside, hoping that the camera catches it. I catch a glimpse of it again, and I never did see it again. And about half the distance I make from here to the people in the boats, they'd already piled in and drove off, and I could tell they were totally oblivious to what just happened.
Didn't see it at all.
And then Jenny and I spent a while hunting for a Bigfoot shape, and I probably stared at it for 5-10 seconds, and it was staring at them. Been back many times since scouring this mountain and just can't explain what I saw other than a Bigfoot. And I could see the gaps between his legs, both arms. I mean, I full on saw him, but the angle I was seeing him, he was open and clear. The people in the boat, he was actually standing behind some cover,
So they couldn't see him.
so they couldn't see him, but my angle, I could see him.
And that's where it was, over
And
there.
this is near the top of Indian Canyon Pass. And after I come out with the Bigfoot sighting, these giant tanker trucks that have been going by, one of the tanker truck drivers got a hold of me, and just on the other side of the pass, he was coming the opposite direction as where he saw the Bigfoot. And he saw it in the wintertime, in the snow. So it stood out like a sore thumb because it was black. He thought it was a bear at first till it stood up and started walking.
That was kind of a dead giveaway.
Okay, and then after I come out with my Bigfoot sighting, several months later, the very first episode, very first season of Portals to Hell, Jack Osborne's show, he interviewed a guy down in Duchesne that 6 months before my sighting, he saw a Bigfoot while he was out on horseback. And he explained the same thing as me, a big black one. And he tried chasing it down with his horse, and it outran him.
And we're estimating that the height on the individual here was about 2 gimlins. That's the actual tree that was blocking Kelly's view of the Bigfoot that was further down the canyon. That was watching the guys with the boats over here. He had to actually get out and go over here and try and get it back in view again.
Yeah, but by the time I popped out on the other side of the tree, it was gone, and I never caught up with it again. I was filming the mountainside the whole time in case I could catch him on the camera somewhere, and I've gone over the footage with the fine-tooth comb, and
Just can't forget
he just disappeared. I'm wondering if us pulling over right here,
Probably.
he's like, I'd better get out of
Yeah,
Dodge.
screw it, human spotted
And
me.
you know what? The fire that diverted us up the canyon, I'm wondering if the fire's the reason why he was like exposed. He may have been here for the same reason, getting away from the fire. So
Could be.
The fire, I mean, we weren't supposed to be here. The fire brought us here, so it was a bunch of circumstances that come together that created that opportunity.
Weird.
and it was just before dark. You know, a lot of people, why don't you go hiking over there? And I go, well, one, there's an active fire in the area, and they're wanting people to get the hell out of here. And the other, that the sun was about ready to go down.
Yeah.
For us to go tromping across in the woods to go looking for him or evidence, it just didn't make sense at the time.
Unless you're suicidal.
We did come back the week later and scour this area, though. And we had to be back to work the next morning.
Yeah, so, no. All right, guys,
Candy
here we
Mountain?
go.
How tall did you say it was, Kelly?
Like 10,016 feet.
And him and Jenny were just up there a couple weeks ago, and they didn't fall off. They came back, actually. We were just up to 10,000 feet here this last few days. So. Big tall mountains.
I took you hiking around 11,000 feet when we was up by Marsh Peak.
Yeah, but he just said almost 11,000. That's even taller than that huge thing over there.
Well, that's just a foothill to the UNS.
Foothill.
10,000 foot foothill to the tallest mountain range in Utah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Keep that in mind.
Kings Peak is like 13,800 feet. Is the tallest peak in Utah, and that's on the other side of that on the Uinta Mountain Range.
So by Utah standards, that is a foothill, and the East Coast has no mountains whatsoever. Somebody has part of the canyon on fire here. This is disturbing.
This isn't good. This is only a few miles from our cabin.
Yep. They should probably let people know right away.
There's a house right there.
Kelly Shaw as Richard Burton, and Duke as Clint Eastwood in Where Eagles Dare, because we dare to go to the Eagle's Nest and get stuff.
Kind to everyone. Safety first, last, and always. Pay it forward. Don't be mean to people if you don't have to be. Don't flip off the mountain giant. Don't poke Dogman with a stick. Don't punt the puck, would you? And for God's sake, whatever you do not hug the Wookiee.